So we're going to talk about both of these controllers from an overview hit so you can see both of them right in front of you guys. Honestly, there's not a huge difference between these controllers. Actually, the only difference between these two controllers is one is wireless with about a 6-foot cable, and the other one is wireless with the dongle it comes with where you can connect it wirelessly. With that being said, since there are the same exact controllers, literally, I played with both of these for several hours. We're gonna move one out of the way. There's really no reason to have two in the way, and then we'll just talk about this one, and we'll go over the functionalities and everything on this controller, and you can just assume it's the same with the wired controller as well. Of course, you can plug this thing into several different devices and have it compatible with, well, Windows as being one of them, 10 and up. Of course, you got Android 9.0 and up. You have the Steam operating system and also the Raspberry Pi this thing is compatible with. First thing I will say though is the wired controller is a $20 price tag, where this wireless controller is a $30 price tag. So keep that in mind while I'm going over the functions of this controller. Literally the only difference is wireless from wired. So if you're okay with a wired controller and you want to save $10, I would recommend just go ahead and get that wired controller. Again, it's about a 6-foot cable, so you should have, as long as you're not too far away from your console or your PC or your Raspberry Pi or whatever you're using, you should be fine using it. Now, with that being said, the XYBA buttons on here, it does have the membrane underneath of it. Everything is fine on them. They don't press weird or anything like that. They got a good sound to them. They're not like super loose from pressing them and stuff like that. And as you can see here, I'm trying to get you a good view. They press in very nicely. I don't have an issue with them. The joysticks on here themselves, they are fine. They can come out of the box with 0 stick drift. These are not Hall effect sensors in these. These are potentiometers. Unfortunately, they didn't put the Hall effect sensors in these controllers, but these controllers are also super cheap. So just keep that in mind. Don't be upset because they didn't do that, because, well, $30 controller and a $20 controller, especially the $20 controller, if they could have put Hall effects in this, that would have probably made the $30 a little bit more bearable, maybe made the controller a $35, maybe even closer to a $40 controller. Could have completely understood having Hall effects in here, but I'm not mad at them because, again, these controllers are not necessarily for hardcore gaming or anything like that, because, well, they don't have back buttons on them. Neither controller does. It doesn't have trigger stops or anything special like that. These controllers are literally basic controllers. You're buying them for the looks. You're buying them for the color. You're buying them to just have that poppy looking colors to them. The purple one and the green one, of course. Bring that back in sight so you can see them now. Now, both of them together, ergonomically speaking, they do feel very good in the hands. I've always liked the 8BITDO. Really, any of the controllers built like this, you know, they have that square looking body with that Xbox style theme with the analog sticks and everything like that being offset. So when it comes to that, everything's great. Now, I will say both controllers do have the gripple around them. For you guys that have been here, or gals have been here for a long period of time, there's a gripple, which means there's just some texture around the palms of the controllers themselves, so you're getting a nice good grip on them. You don't have to worry about them slipping out of your hands while you're playing or anything like that. And if you get a good itch on your hand or your palm, like I do sometimes, you can just use that and put all your skin and dirt up in the controller. The D-pad on both controllers, well, if you've been around the channel for any length of time, you know what I'm about to say. The D-pad's perfect. Yeah, I've always liked the D-pad on the 8BITDO. I think they have the best D-pad out there. And, well, it reigns true to even these cheaper style controllers they came out with. They're still good. There's no issues with them at all. I like the way they roll off. I like the way they feel. I like the way, well, I like everything about them. They're not too lifted up on the controller themselves. And again, they just have a good rotational pull on them while playing with them. The wireless controller itself, being wired, does have an internal battery, of course, which, well, you get 25 hours of gameplay with it. Yeah, it's pretty good, honestly, for the price of the controller. 25 hours of gameplay. To charge this thing, you just plug in the USB-C that comes with the controller itself and just plug it in any port and you'll be good to go there. If you're getting value out of this video or like these style videos where I compare controllers or similar controllers, make sure you hit the like button. And while you're down there, let me know controllers you want to see me compare next. So you do have the star here, which is for the turbo mode. Simply this, you can program as many buttons to do turbo as you want. That is for both controllers themselves. You will hold the button, and while you're holding the star button, you'll hit any button. Once you hit it, you can release it. Once you hold that button down, it rapidly presses. Therefore, you know, for fighting games or even FPS games, whatever games you want to use this for, you can. Trigger wise, any of them, you can, like I said, program as many as you want, or you can unprogram by simply doing the same process but in reverse. Let's talk about the bumpers and triggers on these controllers themselves. Again, they're the same because they literally are the same controllers, but the bumpers, they feel pretty good. They are a little bit fatter, you know, I mean, like you looking at it here and me looking at it a little bit closely, you can kind of see that they do look a little bit fatter than maybe your normal Xbox buttons. They don't come across very far. Now, again, this isn't an Xbox controller, but I mean, they're all kind of compared to Xbox controllers nowadays because they're not ergonomically speaking, but they, you know, they're not bad. I don't have an issue with them. They're kind of, you know, bulky, big, a little bit different. Not a bad different. Then we have the triggers. The triggers on here, they feel a little spongy. Not a bad spongy, but more like a, it's like there's just like a little bit of a tension behind them when you press them. I actually like it personally, and ergonomically speaking, they do have a little bit of a lip right here to where when you're pressing down or you're holding it, the controller, your fingers not just sliding off like normal. They're, you know, or like other controllers maybe that don't have such a I won't say aggressive. It's not like it's an aggressive hook or anything like that, but there is a little bit of a hook there to help your fingers just kind of stay on the controller nicely. So they do, like I said, have a sponge to them. They feel great though. I don't have an issue with them. And the bumpers up top, again, a little bit fat, but no issues there at all. Moving on. Which controller should I compare next? Let me know below. See you guys next time. Peace.